Gentlemen, welcome back to more Universe Mode on the JPG channel. We're here on Friday Night Smackdown, and ladies and gentlemen, we are starting off with the Queen Charlotte Flair in action. Tonight she is taking on Toni Storm after Storm earned a huge victory. Controversial victory, if anything, against Sasha Banks last week. When you could see clear as day, Sasha Banks, her hand was on the rope for a rope break during Toni Storm's cover, but the ref, we still have that under investigation, I guess. I'm not really allowed to talk about it, but man, the ref definitely looking like they were doing all they can to avoid noticing Sasha Banks' hand on the rope in general. And we really think that Saraya kind of had the ref in her back pocket. I mean, you hate to see it, but man, when you're the women's champion, you get paid a lot of money, and that money can go towards swaying a lot of people on your side. As you notice, we have a different ref for this week's match, folks. Make sure that doesn't happen again, because Lord knows if Charlotte Flair loses by some faulty referee calling, man, you're not going to hear the end of it from her lawyers, that's for sure. As here comes her opponent down to the ring, Toni Storm. And I mean, even though she won by nefarious tactics, and maybe some people might not even call it fair, Toni Storm still beating Sasha Banks gives her a lot of publicity, and definitely makes her somebody to beat here on Friday Night Smackdown. And imagine if she were to beat Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair in back-to-back weeks. That would be something for sure. And we're going to find out if Toni Storm's about it right now, folks. Charlotte Flair just pacing around. Can't wait to get her hands back on Toni Storm. If you remember, these two women met in War Games along with Sasha Banks back when Team Bianca took on Team Saraya, and we really thought that was going to be the end of it, but no, ladies and gentlemen. As we go into Rumble season, every single woman on this SmackDown roster just wants to make a name for themselves, to earn a spot in the Women's Royal Rumble, to earn themselves an opportunity of a lifetime at WrestleMania. You know, a moniker that Charlotte Flair knows all too well. She's a former Royal Rumble winner in her own right. Look at this. Nice power from Toni Storm. A huge body slam on Charlotte Flair. And man, turning up the heat is Toni Storm. And wait a minute, grabs a hold of the knee. Saraya liking what she sees on the outside. The Women's World Champion, Saraya. I still can't believe to this day that we're calling her that, after she cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on Bianca Belair. Belair we haven't really seen since War Games. But I'm sure she'll be on her way back the closer we get to Rumble season. You know she's going to want to be a part of that. Look at this, Charlotte Flair turning Toni Storm inside out with a huge neckbreaker. And oh my goodness gracious, sending Toni Storm out. And yeah, that was definitely a statement from the Queen. She says, "This is still my ring." As Toni Storm just got dumped to the outside. And now, wait a minute. Huge Uranagi from the Queen, Charlotte Flair. Going for an early cover here. Count of one. Oh, only a one count. But ladies and gentlemen, the story at hand is that, last week Sasha Banks just flat out got screwed out of a victory. And that victory would send her to the Royal Rumble for a Women's Championship opportunity against Saraya. And I think Saraya was so scared of that idea that she paid the referee off to make sure Banks had no way to come out that match as the victor. As look at this, Charlotte Flair just getting right into Saraya's face. Saraya doesn't want anything to do with it. And wait a minute, she's about to make Toni Storm pay. That's a huge, oh my goodness gracious, a figure four leg lock around the ring post. There's nothing pretty about it. I think she could have just tore a ligament from Toni Storm's knee. Who knows? I mean, the Queen definitely proud of herself. She considers Sasha Banks a friend. This is a woman she grew into the sport with. This is a woman she grew up with in this business, whether it would be against each other or fighting with each other. Who could ever forget those two women, their rivalry they had throughout the years back in like maybe, well, we're talking 2016 through like 2018. I mean, these women were fighting all over the place. If there was a pay-per-view with the women's title match on it, it was probably Charlotte Flair versus Sasha Banks. But wait a minute, Toni Storm just spiked Charlotte Flair right on the top of her head with the pile driver. I thought that might be it. That pile driver just caught Charlotte Flair completely off guard, just like it caught me off guard. But wait a minute, Charlotte Flair somehow still in the match. Here come the woo chops. You could hear the crowd. But wait a minute, Toni Storm shutting all that down with a huge punch to the face on Charlotte Flair. And what's Toni Storm got planned here for Charlotte? Off the ropes goes the Queen. Misses a wild headbutt. Oh, man, goodness, but doesn't miss a second time. And now what's she going for here? Wait, no. Charlotte Flair turned around. Hurricane Rana on Toni Storm. And now what the hell's this? Taking her over with a half and half is Charlotte Flair. And now Charlotte going to the second rope. Toni Storm in a world of trouble from the Queen. Here we go, throwing her entire body weight at her with a huge crossbody. Charlotte Flair fearing herself here tonight on Friday Night Smackdown, folks. The Queen in full control as a nice Spirit of Toni Storm lands. Could this be it? Count of 1, 2. No, Toni Storm still has some fight left in her. And man, Charlotte thought that was it. She thought the damage was done. And speaking of damage, she's about to do some damage to the knee. You know she's going to be setting up for that figure 8. You know she's going to be setting up for that patented figure 8, the move that's won her so many championships here in WWE. But wait a minute, Toni Storm getting out the harm's way. A kick to the midsection of Charlotte. And now sending Charlotte off the ropes. Here we go, a huge bridging German from Toni Storm. Beautiful at that. Count of 2, I thought that might be it. Charlotte Flair, oh my goodness gracious. Toni Storm really making a name for herself on SmackDown, folks. Like I said, a win over Sasha Banks nonetheless is going to get your name put out there. You're going to start getting bigger matches like a Charlotte Flair. And Toni Storm seems to be up for the challenge. Wait a minute, Charlotte Flair caught the boot of Toni Storm. And now wait a minute, sidewalk slam from Charlotte Flair, spinning sidewalk slam, impressive at that. Toni Storm getting out at the near fall though. Man, what a match to start SmackDown this week, folks. We got an incredible night planned for you. We're going to see the 3 trades that SmackDown got in that kind of little trade blocking that Raw and SmackDown had going on. As oh my goodness gracious, Charlotte Flair might have just broken Toni Storm's back with that right there. A huge almost sidewalk slam on the turnbuckle. Toni Storm has not moved since, folks. What the hell is Charlotte Flair got going on? With a huge splash to Toni Storm. 1, 2. As mentioned before, we're going to see the 3 drafts that SmackDown got from Raw here tonight. One of them is going to be in the main event, taking on the visionary Seth Freakin Rollins. I cannot wait for that match. Cannot see who SmackDown has acquired. And the other 2 we will see in tag team action. I'm told it is a tag team. But I'm told that tag team is not alone, as SmackDown actually got a 4th draft pick as well, I guess. Wait a minute, goodness gracious, Toni Storm turning Charlotte Flair inside out. 1, 2. Banks with last week when Banks had her hand on the rope, I should say. And man, this crowd definitely showing their appreciation as Charlotte Flair just caught Toni Storm. And wait a minute, center of the ring. She got the figure 4 locked in. You know she's going to be looking for the extra extension. Look at this, bridging out. The figure 8 is locked in. Toni Storm's in the middle of the ring, but wait a minute, she's fighting out of it. Goodness gracious, we've never seen that before. We've never seen anybody escape the figure 8 at leg lock that quick. And now Toni Storm putting a hurting on the Queen. Here tonight. But wait a minute. Oh, Charlotte was playing possum indeed, folks. And now wait a minute. Oh, a huge running neck breaker from the Queen. And now Charlotte Flair back in control here. But what an admirable opponent that Toni Storm has been in this match, putting Charlotte Flair to the limit, but she just chopped her knee. just chopped her knee out. And now Toni Storm thinks she's safe, but apparently she doesn't know who the queen of WWE is. Charlotte Flair. Oh my goodness gracious. Getting the fans on their feet here on Friday Night Smackdown is Charlotte Flair. Twisting moonsault. Beautiful. Elegant, if you will, from the queen. Toni Storm blocking the chop. Charlotte Flair blocked the hit. Oh my goodness, sending Toni Storm's shoulder first into the barricade. Nothing pretty about it, as though she just dropped the knee on Toni Storm. Just dropped the knee on Toni Storm. And now, wait a minute, count of 6. Both women are going to want to get back in the ring. You know, neither woman, well, I don't know. Toni Storm might take the count out. She's used to fluky finishes. But Charlotte Flair sure as hell won't, as she just dropped the elbow right to the face of Toni Storm. Shades of her former fiance, Andrade. And now, wait a minute, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair has Toni Storm poised for something here. But wait a minute, thinks twice about it. Toni Storm bypassing Charlotte. Oh my goodness gracious, what a boot to the face. But wait a minute, Charlotte's playing possum. Charlotte was playing possum. 1, 2, to steal a victory. No, I thought that might be it. I thought that might be it. Oh, but a huge big boot again from Toni Storm. But wait a minute, Charlotte Flair once again playing possum. And now kicks Toni Storm. Wait a minute, Toni Storm's got her up. Oh my goodness gracious. Storm driver from Toni Storm. Storm driver from Toni Storm. Could this be it? Count of 2. No, Charlotte Flair still in the match. Man, you really cannot get better than this to open the show here tonight, folks. Charlotte Flair reversing Toni Storm's attempt. And wait a minute, what's this? Oh my goodness gracious. Missing wildly. Oh man, both women going for something there, but once again Charlotte Flair getting out the way. Once again Charlotte Flair getting out the way, but then once again Toni Storm taking a powder outside of the ring. Charlotte Flair throwing Toni Storm back into the ring. Says, "No, you're gonna get this work." And now wait a minute. Oh my goodness. Once again did not get enough of it. Once again did not get enough of it. Now Toni Storm sends, or I should say Charlotte Flair sends Toni Storm into the corner. Oh, and there's those woo chops that the fans love seeing. And now sending Toni Storm into the ropes is Charlotte Flair. Oh, again, the chop to the chest. And now stomping out Toni Storm is Charlotte Flair. Stomp to the chest. And now wait a minute, Charlotte Flair looking to put an end to this match. Oh my goodness, a back chop to the throat. Natural selection in full effect there to Toni Storm. Could this be it? 1, 2. No, what the hell? I pretty much saw the ref's hand go down for a 3. And wait a minute, I thought we had Charles Robinson out here. Where'd this ref come from? This is the same ref from last week, folks. This is the same ref from last week. And what? Oh, Toni Storm blocking out of Charlotte Flair's attempt. And now wait a minute, got her up for a fairy tale ending, folks. Oh, this time you want to count a rope break. This time you want to count a rope break. I guess you got to make it look real, huh? You got to make it look like you're not in Saraya's bag. Wait a minute, Toni Storm with a nice Northern Lights to Charlotte Flair. And now stomp out to the face of Charlotte Flair. And wait a minute, once again with the huge, once again with the power driver to Charlotte Flair. I think she just spiked Charlotte right on her head. Ladies and gentlemen, Toni Storm has picked up 2 huge victories against 2 of the 4 horsewomen in WWE in the last 2 weeks. That is impressive. That is impressive, folks. And I have to say, she did it fair and square this time against Charlotte Flair. Even though, you know, that ref has a recognizable face from last week, and she's the one that screwed Sasha Banks. Toni Storm getting it done here tonight against the Queen, and a hell of a match, ladies and gentlemen, to open our show. But you got to believe Sasha Banks is somewhere in the back right now, just biting her time, just gritting her teeth, wanting to get her hands back on Toni Storm, and especially wanting to get her hands on Saraya and that Women's World Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, what is this? I heard there was a tag team that was traded off for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. But I didn't think it would be these guys, the Street Profits. The Street Profits are on the Smackdown roster. What does this mean for the Smackdown Tag Team division? They are taking on Legado del Fantasma, two members of the LWO, and Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro. This is going to be one hell of a match, folks. One hell of a match indeed. Man, the profits for Zayn and Owens, that's a pretty fair trade. And if you remember, Zayn and Owens, on their first night back on Monday Night Raw, just forcefully took them tag team championships off the waist of the Usos and are now the Raw Tag Team Champions. The World Tag Team Champions out on Monday Night Raw are Zayn and Owens. So, hey, I mean, if that's anything to say for the profits, if they're looking to have just about as much measured success, they're going to have their work cut out for them, because over here on SmackDown, it's a little bit different from the Usos. It is the House of Black. The House of Black that reign over the tag team division here on SmackDown. And we saw last week what happens when you mess with the House of Black. The Brawling Brutes getting absolutely dismembered by Brody King by himself. But Buddy Matthews had something to say about that as well. But Brody King, man, as long as he's a part of the House of Black, I don't think those tag team championships are going anywhere. But here come Wilde and Del Toro down to the ring, two members of the LWO. And they are taking on the Street Profits, returning to Friday Night SmackDown. But it looks like they're not coming alone. Ladies and gentlemen, former WWE champion Bobby Lashley looks to be siding with the Profits. And yes, it looks like that indeed. It looks like, I'm told, Lashley has decided to endorse the Street Profits, and he's kind of taking them under his wing and trying to get them a new attitude and a new way about themselves. Oh my goodness gracious! And that's clear as day is exactly what's going on as Dawkins just turned Del Toro inside out and now blocking a huge shot. Oh my goodness, just ran Del Toro into the mat. Did Dawkins, and now look at this. You got fresh fades on both members of the Profits. New gear. Bobby Lashley is by your side. You can't ask for a better start to SmackDown. And wait a minute. Oh no. Ford got a little too over himself there, going for a huge move, and now Del Toro paying for it dearly as Montez Ford chopping up the bits of his chest, I should say. But man, the Profits on SmackDown, that's going to be something to watch. As oh my goodness gracious, end of heartache from Cruz del Toro. He's definitely pulling out he's definitely digging deep into his wheelhouse here tonight. But here's Ford. Man, you could already sense just a deeper aggression from the Profits. They're usually about fanfare. There ain't no fanfare about it. They're just getting straight down to, well, business. Now look at this, tearing out the knee from Joaquin Wilde. We've never seen anything like that from the Profits. You got to believe Lashley's been in their ear and telling them they need a new edge in themselves if they want to continue in the tag team division. As a jumping DDT from Ford. And now, oh my goodness, sending Del Toro to the outside. Yeah, this is definitely not something that I'm used to seeing from the Profits, folks. And now, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. Misses a blockbuster there. Kick to the midsection from Montez Ford. And then, I mean, the Profits, they've always been a force here in the tag team division. But, I mean, like, they've had a few tag team reigns under their belt. But you got to believe, like, they never really stepped out of anybody else's shadow, the tag team division shadow in general. As we know, both men are equally impressive in the ring. As look at this, Montez Ford doesn't miss twice. This time he gets it one. Only a count of one there. Like I said, both members equally as impressive. I mean, Dawkins often gets the Jannetty syndrome comparison, but no, both men are equally impressive in that ring. And now look at this, Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins sending Del Toro over. And now what the hell? The Profits, man. Got a new attitude with them, and what the hell? Now Bobby Lashley's getting involved. The ref is going to allow this. The ref is going to allow this. The same damn referee from the last match, folks. How many people is she getting paid from? But wait a minute, Cruz Del Toro looking to turn the mask back in his favor, but misses wildly. Oh my goodness, Dawkins coming in like a Mack truck. But oh my goodness gracious, Del Toro with a nice enziguri kick to the face there. Evading. Oh, it couldn't evade at that time. And now Dawkins turning up the aggression now. Oh my goodness, you see these body shots? Nothing pretty about it, folks. Nothing pretty about anything the Profits have done here tonight. What the hell? I think he might have knocked Del Toro out cold. And now sending Del Toro into the corner. Getting Tez back in the match. And now here comes King Tez. Oh my goodness, clothesline into another clothesline. Yeah, these boys got something to prove, folks. These boys, the Profits, ain't nothing to play with here on Friday nights. But wait a minute. Oh, neither is Joaquin Wilde, as a huge sort of code breaker maneuver from Joaquin Wilde. But Montez Ford getting back in the ring, getting back in this thing with an enziguri to the back of the neck. And yeah, I think Lashley is definitely putting some stuff in the Profits' ears, because we have not seen anything like this in quite some time, folks, from the Profits. I mean, they got the passion that they had back in their NXT days, back when they were trying to make a name for themselves. Just look at this. Montez Ford, full head of steam. Goodness gracious. And what the hell is Montez Ford doing? Oh my God. A crossbody taking Del Toro out, just taking out all comers is Montez Ford. But wait a minute, gets caught with a Hurricane Rana. From Joaquin Wilde. But wait a minute, oh no, stepping out. Missed the enziguri that time, but still in the fight. And now sending Joaquin Wilde to the outside. Here comes Montez Ford fired up here. You know, Lashley has to love what he's seeing from the Profits. As what the hell is Montez Ford doing? Over the top rope goes Tez. Over the top rope goes King Tez. And man, the LWO in a bad way here tonight, folks. Bad way indeed. And now Montez Ford says he hasn't had enough. Wait a minute. Oh no, went through caution of the wind too many times. Joaquin Wilde making him pay for it, but not capitalizing on the injured competitor in Montez Ford. And now sending Del Toro off the ropes once again. Oh my goodness, nasty chop to the throat. And now wait a minute, what the hell? It's like a reverse of what the Profits usually do. Usually that's Tez taking the splash. Count of two. Ladies and gentlemen, the business Profits. What the hell? I was going to say the Street Profits, but apparently under Lashley's influence and under Lashley's endorsements, these guys are now the business Profits. That, you talk about business, these boys meant business here tonight. LWO just had a bad night. I don't know if I want to even say that. They just got overwhelmed by the returning Street Profits here on Friday nights, folks. But I guess we can't even call them Street Profits anymore. That's going to be really hard to remember because, I mean, I grew up with these guys under the name of Street Profits. But the business Profits, along with Bobby Lashley, in celebratory mood. Who wouldn't be? They just had a dominant performance on their debut here on Friday Night Smackdown, folks. But ladies and gentlemen, just as we mentioned, a third man in that trade that Raw and SmackDown had going on, Seth Rollins is taking him on, and that is Austin Theory. And it looks like he's not alone. NXT's own Grayson Waller is joining Austin Theory for this match. What the hell is going on, folks? I heard about the trades. I did not hear about no call-ups. We saw Zoe Stark a few weeks ago on Monday Night Raw. She's a former NXT superstar as well. She had a pretty impressive performance against Rhea Ripley. And I guess Austin Theory found somebody that's as loud as him in Grayson Waller, and they have something in common, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's how they coexist, but I don't know, man. Yeah, Waller's out here with Austin Theory, and Theory has his work cut out for him here tonight. He's up against the visionary, the revolutionary Seth Freakin Rollins to close Friday Night Smackdown, folks. And as I said, we are getting closer to Royal Rumble season. So with these new acquisitions to SmackDown and everybody that's been on the SmackDown roster throughout the entire year of Universe mode, everybody is looking to impress. Everybody is looking for a spot in that Royal Rumble match and earn themselves an opportunity of a lifetime on the grandest stage of them all, that being WrestleMania. As here comes Seth Freakin Rollins down to the ring. And for Seth Rollins, man, he's really just trying to get something going for himself. I mean, he came here on Friday Night SmackDown. He had an incredible match against Gunther at SummerSlam for that Universal Championship. Or excuse me, now the World Heavyweight Championship. Fell short of that. He had an impressive victory against Adam Cole, who, I mean, you would think that the winner of that match would see more success, but no, Adam Cole is now the Intercontinental Champion. Seth Rollins has no gold around his waist. And you know, a guy like Seth Rollins, that just bruises his ego. That just hurts to know that he came here on Friday Night SmackDown kind of for a fresh start, and he hasn't really found his footing just yet, but he finds himself in the main event here tonight, so that's something for sure. And you know he's definitely going to be, anytime he enters the Royal Rumble, he's always a favorite. I mean, come on. It's Seth Freakin Rollins. And, you know, all it takes is one magical night. He wins the Royal Rumble. He's done it before. If he wins it again, he finds himself back in the main event at WrestleMania like his little drought that he's going through right now never existed in the first place. Maybe he tries to run it back with Gunther. Maybe he goes to take on the Viper, Randy Orton. Who knows? But who knows if those guys will even be champions come WrestleMania. That is why this is the most exciting season, the most exciting time of the year for wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Austin Theory. Look at this. Oh, my goodness. Sending Rollins into the ropes. And now, wait a minute. What's he going for here? Oh, my. Seth Rollins making Theory pay for that one. Just kicked the mush of Theory. And now look at this. Here comes the Visionary back into the match. Now Rollins, man, he thought he was running away from Theory when he left for SmackDown. He thought he didn't have to deal with Theory anymore. But here's Theory following him to SmackDown as well, I guess. These boys have had quite the few matches on Monday Night Raw in the past, folks. And now wait a minute, Rollins catching a wild shot from Theory. Now, I still am interested to see what this whole alliance with Theory and Waller is. I mean, for all I knew, Grayson Waller was a NXT competitor. Oh my goodness gracious, Austin Theory not even drop kicking, a bicycle kick right to the face. Like I was saying, I don't know what this Grayson Waller and Austin Theory alliance means for the SmackDown division. Is Grayson Waller a member of SmackDown now? We haven't seen Grayson Waller since he lost to his bitter rival Apollo Crews in the North American title hunt back at TakeOver London, and now he's here on Friday nights? So you're telling me you lose a big championship match and you get a call up to SmackDown? Wait a minute, gracious. Seth Rollins missing a huge move there, huge splash. Suicide dive from Austin. Look at Theory. Look at Theory. And Rollins going to make him pay for it. Huge chop to the chest from the Visionary. Now sending Theory into the crowd. Oh my goodness gracious. Now Theory's in a bad way. Rollins looking to redeem himself. Missed the last one. Going to go 1 for 2 as there we go. Suicide dive from Seth Freakin Rollins. And Friday nights has officially turned into Friday Night Rollins. As look at this, misses wildly. Look at this, Rollins with a nice neck breaker to Theory. Nice neck breaker to Theory, and now sending Theory into the ring. And Grayson Waller talking trash to the outside. And now Rollins, wait a minute. Oh my goodness gracious, Theory finding that opportunity that he needed. And now look at this, Patella brain buster right on the knee. And man, you can see where that alliance to Grayson Waller and Theory lies right now. He just got in the face of Rollins so that Theory could gain the upper hand. And the upper hand he did. He almost won the match right then and there. Rollins being caught off guard by these two youngins. I mean, the Rollins are definitely youngins. These guys are nothing more than 25, 26. But Rollins not to be upstaged by two younger competitors. But wait a minute, Theory looking to put an end to it early with the A-Town down. That could be it. Rollins could be out. Count of 2. No, Rollins gets the shoulder out the last second. Man, but Theory almost just earned himself a big win on his debut here on Friday Night Smackdown. And wait a minute, what the hell's Theory going for here? Thinks better of it, a huge pump kick, bicycle pump kick to the jaw. And now Rollins taking a breather on the outside. Theory doesn't know what he's supposed to do. And now, wait a minute. Oh, my goodness. STO from Theory. We cannot deny the talent that Theory has, whether you love him or you hate him. But look at this. Rollins getting back in the fray. Huge John Woo drop kicked into the corner, and now Rollins turning up a notch. Here he goes, dropping the knee on Theory. I think he might have split Theory open. Man, that's not going to do anything for his Instagram followers. That's for sure. I guess that's another thing that Theory and Waller can compare his followers. And now look at this, Rollins. One thing they can't compare is to Seth Freakin Rollins as he's turning it up a notch once again. But wait a minute. Oh, my goodness gracious. Theory turning Rollins inside out, but Rollins is playing possum. Got him an early cover. 1. Now Rollins missing a drop kick. Theory got out of harm's way there. But wait a minute, Seth Rollins got Theory. Yeah, vintage Seth Rollins with the Falcon Arrow. Falcon Arrow on Theory, but Theory no selling it apparently. As he's got Rollins back up. But wait a minute, Rollins kicking his feet. He gets out of it. Oh, an inverted DDT from the Visionary. Inverted DDT from the Visionary, and now Theory appears to be stunned. But wait a minute, package. A package suplex from Seth Rollins. Oh my goodness, great. Both men colliding. Rollins went high, Theory went low, and Theory went a little too low. Rollins just smacked him right on the face with a leg drop. That was nasty. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. Man. Just squashing Theory down with his leg. Now another kick to the face. And now wait a minute. What's Rollins got planned for Theory? No, Theory getting out the way. Theory getting out the way. And now look at this huge German suplex. Man, the power on display from Theory. He just sent Rollins into the third row, it looked like. And look at this. Grayson Waller wants nothing to do with Rollins, but Austin Theory sure as hell does. Huge splash to Seth Rollins. Might be a matter of time, man. I hate to say it, but it might be a matter of time before Theory is to put away the Visionary. As look at this, got him up for something, but no, once again, Rollins stepping out of the way. Once again, Rollins fighting his way back into the match. This has definitely not been no easy match for the Visionary. Sending Theory on the top rope, and no, once again, getting denied is Seth Rollins, I should say. But wait a minute, counters it into it. Beautiful Northern Lights from Seth Rollins. Beautiful Northern Lights from the Visionary. And now he's got Theory up. Oh my goodness, just hanging him out. Hanging him out to dry with that alley-oop powerbomb. And now sending Theory up to the top rope. This time he hits him in the face first. But no, once again, Theory able to get out the way. Once again, Theory able to get out the way. But Rollins, once again, the third time he's hit that inverted DDT. And now wait a minute, Rollins got something planned for Austin Theory here. Here we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Huge knee right to the face. And now sending Theory into the ropes one more time. And wait a minute, Seth Rollins missing something crazy there. It looked like he was going for it, but wait a minute, Austin Theory. And both men, oh my goodness, both men jockeying for position, but Theory wins the better end of that. Oh, wait a minute. Theory grabs a hold of the leg, a knee bar locked in. Knee bar locked in. Definitely showing some versatility as Austin Theory here tonight. Rollins is going to have to think about it. Rollins is going to have to think about it. I mean, there's some damage done to the knee already in this match, and now look at this. Rollins fighting out of it. Proving why he deserves to be a world champion once again. Oh my goodness, huge enziguri to the back of the neck. A huge enziguri to the back of the neck. Theory's rocked. Theory's rocked. And now wait a minute, what the hell? A springboard sling blade. A springboard sling blade from Seth Rollins. When the hell have you seen that? When have you seen Rollins pull that out of his bag? And now look at this. Rollins has Theory up. What could he be going for here? Oh no, Theory holding onto the bottom rope. You might have been watching the Pretty Deadly match on NXT. We saw that happen on NXT. But Rollins getting out the way. This time he hits the normal version of a sling blade, and now Rollins on the ropes. Huge elbow drop to Austin Theory. Huge elbow drop. Theory thought he was getting out of harm's way. Rollins says, now you're gonna get this smoke. Oh, a chop to Theory now. A chop to Theory now. And now wait a minute, what has he got planned here for Austin Theory? What the hell is this? You gotta be kidding me, an inverted suplex. He's not done. He's hit a plethora of inverted DDTs, but this might be the biggest one he's hit all match. Count of 1, 2. No, I thought he was gonna put away Theory right there. I thought he was gonna put away Theory right there. And wait a minute. Oh my goodness, another version of the ATL, but Rollins is back on his feet. Rollins is back on his feet. A huge drop kick to the mush. But wait a minute, no, Theory caught Rollins once again. This time another A-Town down to Rollins. Another A-Town down to Rollins. Count of 2. Oh my goodness. Austin Theory just picked up a huge victory against Seth Rollins, and Rollins continues to just, like, I don't know, man, trying to find his footing here on Friday nights. But it is just not going down for Seth Rollins as of late, folks. Austin Theory with an impressive victory against Seth Rollins in his debut here on Friday Night Smackdown. And this whole partnership with Grayson Waller, we don't know what that's all about, but we're going to have to figure that out another time, ladies and gentlemen. That is our show here tonight, and as always, I will see you on the next one.